As a Christian, cancel culture should not be part of what we do. Let me explain this. I am not a big fan of our current president or the administration. I'm not going to get into too much details with that, but I'll tell you this. I don't like how things have been currently going. But this is also true. If Joe Biden, our current president, was to turn around and get saved and accept Jesus Christ and come out publicly and say that, I would generally be happy. I'll be happy that we gain another brother in Jesus Christ. I'll be happy that a man that I do not think currently has and holds the same values as I do would turn to Jesus Christ and I would accept him as a brother. The problem with cancel culture is I've seen people online on Facebook right now who will say, if you don't agree with me, unfriend me. That's petty and that's childish. Everything that you do, somebody's going to disagree with. Every decision you make is going to be somebody that thinks, hey, your lifestyle is not the way I would go, or I disagree with some choice you made. That does not mean you cannot be friends. It also doesn't mean that that person that disagrees with you deserves to be canceled and shut off social media and silenced. There are people, I'll tell you this, and this is something that I don't think a lot of other people have the grace to do. I have debated with people who are straight up Satanist. I am an avid believer in Jesus Christ. I believe the Bible 100%. I believe it is infallible. I believe it is absolute, 100% unequivocally true that Jesus Christ is not just Lord, he is God. I believe that with all my heart. Now, when I say this, when somebody says something like, worships, like somebody said on one of my pages, hail to Satan. And they said that as a joke, ha ha ha, funny, make fun of the Christian dude. That's cool. Whatever. You got a freedom to say whatever you want. They didn't care that it was offending me. But you know why I don't stop that dialogue, why I don't delete somebody? Is because that person, above all other people, needs to hear the gospel. There are some people that I will block and delete, is those people that are not interested in having a discussion whatsoever. They just want to make fun of you, or they just want to troll you, which I think is stupid. Like, why just try to pick at somebody for no other reason and you have nothing else to better to do on the internet? But they want to troll me, and that's cool. I don't care. It's like, if that's what you want to spend your day doing, go ahead. It don't really bother me. But at the same time, if that's all you want to do and you want to take a serious conversation and make it into something silly or unproductive, that's when I think the Bible talks about, like, don't get into arguments with a fool because it's just you're gonna end up being a foolish person. You don't want to get in that nonsense. It's silly. So that's the type of person, if they continue to do things like that, I will delete that person. Or if somebody is getting way too emotional and they want to bring it to fighting and coming to your house and stuff like that, I don't got time to do that stuff. I could do it. What does that prove? All it proves is that you will be going to the hospital, and that's not nothing that a Christian should be looking forward to do to somebody. I won't be going to the hospital, you will. This is the thing. When it comes to cancel culture, that's nothing that, as a Christian, I see too many Christians participating in a lot of these things. They want to go and say, oh, that stuff should never be said. This person shouldn't have the right to say that. The truth always shines brighter in the darkness. Don't try to silence people. God never silenced people. Jesus went where the Pharisees were. He went where the Sadducees were. He debated them. They tried to silence him. He did not try to silence them. He didn't say, I don't want you saying that where I'm at. He could have. He could have had called angels down from heaven and had everybody who said anything contrary to the word of God killed that instant. He didn't do that. And as Christians, we need to know our truth. We need to know apologetics. We need to study the word of God in such a way that we don't try to silence people. We shouldn't get mad at somebody for having a contrary view than ours. And even as an unchristian, I think it's pathetic when people try to silence you because you say something offensive to them. There's always something offensive to some other person on the planet. You know, when somebody says to me that there's more than two genders, that's offensive to me because I believe that God created two genders and you're disobeying my God and trying to take what he created and make it your own creation. That's offensive to me. But should somebody be allowed to have that view? Yes. And if we're going to debate, let's debate on principles, ideas, truth, and facts, not whether something is offensive. We don't silence people. The word of God is a light to the darkness. It doesn't just silence people we disagree with.